Right then folks, Greeno here, and where am I today? Well, as you can see, I'm in a hotel room. But where? Well, I'm in South Wales, just outside of Newport, and I'm in the Celtic Manor Hotel. Now this is a 5-star hotel. Spa facilities, golf courses here. Of course, it's very famous for having hosted the 2010 Ryder Cup here. Now what am I doing here? Well, I've been filming something in Cardiff and need somewhere to crash for the night. And you know, why not, eh? Why not treat yourself once in a while? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring you 2 videos while I'm here to kind of justify the cost of staying here, if I'm honest. So, first video tonight, we're going to head down into the lobby, find a bar down there, get a drink, and then go into the grill restaurant for a nice dinner. Video 2, which will come after this, of course, we'll head down for breakfast in the morning. So, I hope you'll enjoy this. It's not something I've done before, 2 videos on the same sort of venue, but yeah, hopefully you'll like it. Hopefully I'll like it, because it's costing a bob or 2. Let's get downstairs and see what it's all about. Right guys, well I've got to say, this is a little bit of a step up from where I normally stay when I'm out travelling, doing this filming stuff. Lovely plush leather seats. This is Merlin's bar. I'll come in here for a drink first. My dinner's going to be in the grill restaurant. And apparently I have to take a little shuttle bus there from the hotel. It's down overlooking the golf course. Didn't realise that when I booked that one, but that's fine. Bit pointless overlooking the golf course because it's dark. There we are. I'm sure it'll be fine anyway. So I'm going to sit down and have a little drink first before we head over. Nice pint of Heineken here, £7.45. Do you know what? In a place like this, I don't think that's outrageous. Pay more than that up in London in an average pub, won't you? So, yeah, I'm going to sit back in my big comfy leather chair. Oh look, almost going out of shot, it goes back so far. And enjoy a nice pint. Right folks, I've finally made my way to the grill. Bit of a problem, you have to get a shuttle bus here, and it took about 20-25 minutes for me to get one. So that's not ideal, is it? When you're staying in a 5-star place, you kind of expect things to be on point, but yeah, it just took a while. Anyway, let's get inside and find out what it's all about, shall we? Okay guys, so I'm in and I am sat down. It's not plush as such. It kind of, yeah, it's kind of got like almost like a rustic charm with the tables and whatever, just wooden tables. And one thing I did notice coming in here, obviously because I'd taken the shuttle bus, I went out to my room and got a jacket to put on. I didn't know if it was going to be cold waiting outside. It was a long wait. No one to take the jackets and put them away for you, so I've had to put it on a chair. Luckily it's only me and I'm at a table for 2, so I've put it on the other one. So what have we got here on the menu? It's quite an extensive looking menu, as you can see here. We've got all the food on one side, all the drinks on the other side. It's kind of like a grill menu, as you'd expect. It's called the Grill Bar and Restaurant. So there are steaks, there are burgers, that sort of thing. But there's seafood and pasta, there's a beef casserole, that sort of stuff. So yeah, some interesting kind of options. I'm quite looking forward to trying. So, I think I'm probably going to go with a starter and a main, and then we'll see whether we want to go for a dessert afterwards. Starter-wise, they've got things like prawn cocktail, salmon, chicken wings, a warm beetroot pear and feta salad, which sounds quite interesting, smoked ham croquette. But what I think I might go for is the crispy honey-glazed pork belly. What am I going to go for a main? I think I might go for the spiced lamb chops. They sound interesting. Masala, raita and a naan, but it's served with chips. So you've got naan and chips. It's a bit of a random combo, isn't it? But I quite like the sound of it.
My name is Raj. Yeah?
Okay, Raj. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Very first trip. Any food requirements, allergy, diet?
No allergies, nothing like that. What I would like to do, I would like to start with the crispy pork belly, if possible, please.
Belly, yes, you can mention.
And for the main, I'd like the spiced lamb chops.
Yes, sir. Lamb chops.
Yeah.
A bit spicy. Is okay.
Spicy is good, my friend.
Very good. I
Spicy
like
is good.
spicy as well.
Good man. Good man, yeah.
Would you like any other side? Cheesy garlic bread, onion rings, anything?
I think it'll be all right because it comes with a flatbread, doesn't it, and with
Yes,
chips and
yes.
whatever. So
Thank you.
enough carbs on one plate there, I reckon.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Nice one, thank you. Okay, about 25 minutes in, my starter has arrived. Now, I've got my phone here for reference. This is supposed to be a crispy honey glazed pork belly with fennel and celeriac salad and a honey and mustard remoulade. So let's try this little salady thing and see what it is, see whether this is actually the remoulade or not. Very finely shredded. But almost a little bit bitter. We'll try the pork belly. Here we go. It looks reasonably nicely cooked. Let's try it. Wow. That took me a while to chew through. It's definitely got a little bit of crisp to it, but it's very dry. And you don't expect that with pork belly, because obviously you've got quite a lot of fat in pork belly, haven't you? You expect it to be moist and unctuous. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, let's try it with a little bit of this, which is what they're calling the remoulade, which is just a sauce. It's a honey mustard dressing. That's all it is. And it's not an unpleasant one. It's fine. And it does kind of bring this little celeriac and fennel salad to life. Because again, as a salad item goes, it's pretty dry. But I gotta say, this pork, we'll take another look here. You can see it doesn't have that fat glistening through it. It's dry, it's chewy. That's just very, very disappointing. The way this restaurant is set up, it's kind of on a split level. So there are like 3 or 4 steps up to the higher level. I'm on the lower level, but I'm right on the edge of it. There is a table next to me, no further away than the table would be if it was placed next to me on the same floor, but 3 or 4 steps up, and it just kind of feels like they're looking down on you. Nothing to do with the people there, it's just the way the restaurant is set up. So yeah, that kind of feels a little bit uncomfortable, if I'm honest. I was really hoping to enjoy this experience, but it's kind of putting me on edge a little bit. Well then folks, main course has arrived about 10 minutes after the starter was cleared, so I think that's okay, that's not a problem. So what do we have here? Lamb chops. We've got 1, 2, 3 pieces. I mean, they're reasonable looking lamb chops, I guess. I mean, that's quite a chunky looking one. This is a bit more scraggly. But you know, they're okay. We've got a portion of fries here and a flatbread. I mean, the flatbread itself is underneath, it's soaking up the flavours, but I mean, that looks just like some kind of flatbread you'd buy in Tesco. That's definitely not homemade here. Absolutely not. It's a shame. That's a shame. The fries here, they look nice and crispy. A decent enough little portion of them. They are crispy. Not the tastiest I've ever had. And if we snap one open, then you can see inside here whether it's fluffy or not. So-so, or a little oily. But at least they're crispy, at least they're hot. That's something. We have the 2 sauces here. We have this little masala sauce, and we have the raita sauce. Which doesn't really look like a raita, because I can't see any cucumber in it. to have a little dig around. No, it's just a creamy white sauce. Yogurt sauce, bit of garlic, bit of mint, nothing really more to that. The masala sauce, let's try that. Very tomatoey and quite a fierce chili attack. Now, when I ordered this, the waiter did mention there was a spicy element on this. And was I okay with that? And I am okay with it. What I will say though, the flavours don't really kind of blend together in it very well. The tomatoey flavour is quite a sort of intense, raw, almost like tinned tomato flavour. You know that kind of metallic flavour you get? And then it's a whack of chilli. And very little else. Nothing that kind of makes you think Indian spicing particularly. Time to move on to this lamb. Now we'll have a little look and see how this is cooked. So I'm going to pick the kind of the middle of the bunch. The one that's kind of not the small scraggly one, not the big fat one. And we'll see how that is inside. I think it's fair to say it's not pink. That is very, very well done, isn't it? Very well done. Are we going to have a similar problem that we had with the pork starter, of it being a bit dry? We'll try it by itself and then we'll try it with some of the sauces. It's not gone so far as to make it dry, but it's certainly not that lovely moist pink lamb you'd hope for. Let's try it with a little bit of this raita sauce. That's not a bad flavour combination. The garlicky, yogurty sauce with the lamb. That kind of works. Let's try it with the masala sauce. The fatty piece of the lamb, the piece down away from the bone, this piece you can see here, on that first chop, was very, very chewy. Very chewy. Okay. Actually, we'll go for the chunkier piece of lamb, because with a bit of luck, that'll be the one that's most likely to be cooked closer to how I like it. God, I need a bloody chainsaw to get into it. Okay, again. Not even close to being pink. Look at that. Let's go in with the masala sauce. The problem with that masala sauce is because you've got that metallic kind of flavour of tomato in there, followed by a pretty intense chilli, it overpowers the lamb. Yeah. You just lose that lamb flavour completely. It's better with the raita. But goodness me, this lamb dish, bear in mind, it's just 3 lamb chops, a smallish portion of fries, a shop-bought flatbread and a couple of sauces, £27.50. Let's get some of this lamb off the bone, ready to go with the flatbread. We'll just cut a piece off. Now this has had the lamb chops sat on it, obviously. So hopefully some of the, well, I say juice, there isn't a lot of juice, is there? Because it's overcooked. No. That's poor. This flatbread. There is a flatbread that we get from Tesco. We have it at home sometimes. It's better than this. Wow. 5-star? Not in my book. Not in my book. I'm sorry, mate. This isn't great. The lamb is overcooked by a long way. I mean, look, there's no... You can see how... It's like grey kind of in the middle. It's been cooked so much.
If you want
This flatbread, did they buy it in Tesco? It's not a homemade one, certainly. And the chips are oily. I'm sorry, it's just not... It's not great. For £27.50, that's not a good dish, my friend. Not a good dish, so...
I can swap another one for you.
I don't think there's any point, my friend. Don't worry about it. It's just not... It's
I told
poor.
them, like, let's go for your lamb.
No, because I'm okay. I'm okay. Just feed it back to the kitchen. It's just... For the money and in a place like the Celtic Manor, I expect better. But... Okay. Okay.
If you want,
Thank
I
you.
can bring to the kitchen and straight a fresh one for you.
I don't need a fresh one. I'm okay. Thank you. Thank you. Right, folks, we're back where we started the evening. I got the shuttle bus back from the grill restaurant. Fortunately, this time it was sat right outside the restaurant. I didn't have to wait 20 minutes plus to catch it. What a shambolic evening, though, from start to finish. Like I say, that 20-minute wait to actually get a shuttle bus up to the restaurant, I just don't think that's good enough in a hotel that prides itself on being a 5-star venue. Got in there, and it was fairly busy. Where I was sat, though, I mean, it wasn't a great seat in the restaurant. It really wasn't. That sort of 2-level thing in there, and the table literally above peering down on me. It was just an uncomfortable place to sit, it really was. The service, I think, was fine. My server Raj was very, very polite, and when things started to go wrong, very, very apologetic. He was trying his best to put things right, but I just didn't see any point. The evening had already been ruined. There was no point trying to pull it back from the brink. So, what do we have? We had the pork belly with the fennel and celeriac salad and apparently a remoulade. Basically what they mean by remoulade is dressing. I mean, it was a bad start to the meal. The pork belly was overcooked. It was fairly dry. You expect pork belly to be kind of moist and juicy because of the fat content in there. It just wasn't. The salad was a little dry too. The dressing was nice enough. The main course, though, good Lord above, where to start? I mean, the lamb chops were so far overcooked. I spoke to Raj at the end of the meal. He told me that they do cook them well done, but there was no option not to have that. You know, why don't they ask people, do you want it pink or well done? This was beyond well done. Beyond well done. Really disappointing. The flatbread is just brought in. It's obviously not made on site, and flatbreads aren't hard to make, are they? Let's be fair. I've had better from Tesco, genuinely. The chips were crispy, but they just absorbed too much oil. So they weren't fluffy inside, they were just a bit oily. And the sauces, I mean, they just weren't great. They were okay, but they weren't great. When you're in a 5-star hotel, okay, a 5-star hotel, you expect better. You really do. Oh, I'm so annoyed, so annoyed. Anyway, let's talk about the bill. Now, in fairness, that lamb dish was taken off the bill. I mean, I'd have probably gone nuts if it hadn't been. But it was taken off the bill. So all I've paid for is the glass of wine, which was £12.45, by the way, and the pork belly starter, which is £9.25. I think normally there would be a service charge on there, but it doesn't appear to be one on this bill. And in fairness, if that is the case, Raj is probably a little bit hard done by, because the service was the one thing that kind of was all right there. £21.70 paid. Obviously I had the £27.50 taken off the bill. Now, a score. Now, we're not going to score it on the bill, obviously, because they've taken off the most expensive part of it. We've got to go on the experience and the food itself. The seating wasn't great. The starter was pretty poor. The main course was woeful. I mean, I would accept that dish if it was served to me in a harvester, okay? That's where we're kind of looking at. It's no better than a harvester dish. I'm really, really cross. Can you tell? I mean, for a score. I mean, if I'd had to pay full price for that, we'd be looking at a 1 out of 5, I think. A 1 out of 5. I mean, we'll give a little bit of leeway because Raj the server was very, very kind and he did sort things out and he did get that dish taken off the bill. So we'll bump it up to a 1.5 out of 5. But you know what? It's a red light from me. I'm really, really cross. Red light. I've come here to this 5-star hotel and been served food that is just about kind of harvester level. Unacceptable. Right then, folks. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, more than I've enjoyed eating my dinner, that's for sure. And don't forget to click a thumbs up on there for me. It does help the channel. And if you're new around here, take a little look around and see if there's anything else you fancy watching in the vault. Now, I've got a second video coming up from here tomorrow. Well, I'm filming it tomorrow. You might not see it tomorrow when you watch this, because who knows when you watch it. But I'm going to be reviewing the breakfast here, which is in a different restaurant, and I know it's actually on site, so I haven't got to get a bus there. That should be more interesting. Hopefully, it's going to be good. Hotel breakfasts are good generally, aren't they? And in a 5-star place, am I going to get a good breakfast? Fingers crossed. Anyway, I'll see you then. Bye for now, folks.